Okay, so what we saw was I described the game in the last video. So again, just to repeat, two criminals, Bonnie Clyde, enough evidence with the police for 1 year jail, and suspecting a major crime like bank robbery, but looking for evidence, and therefore the police offers such a deal to our two criminals, and this is how the game looks like. So we have Clyde and Bonnie, and the two strategies that they have, either to confess and the other not to confess. And if they cooperate and do not confess, which is like the best outcome that they have, they would get 1 year in jail. Okay. So now for Bonnie, let's look at the best strategy for Bonnie. Now, if Clyde confesses, it's better for Bonnie to confess, because if he does not confess, he would get 20 years in jail. Now, if Clyde do not confess, then it's better for Bonnie to confess. So, in any way, regardless of what Clyde does, the dominant strategy for Bonnie is to confess. Similarly, for Clyde, whatever Bonnie does, regardless of what Bonnie does, whether he confesses or he does not confess, the dominant strategy for Clyde is also to confess. So, therefore, dominant strategy for both of them is to confess. Okay? And this is the terrible outcome. If they both cooperated, they could have got a better outcome, which is 1 year in jail. But since both of them confess, according to their dominant strategy, they end up getting a worse outcome for themselves, which is 8 years in jail. This example of prisoner's dilemma illustrates that cooperation is individually irrational. Logic of self interest takes over and leads them to confess.